And welcome back to the weird screen. There we go. That's a little bit better.
Yep.
Terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx. Once again, folks, a couple minutes behind. They got stuck in some Chicago traffic this morning thanks to a lot of construction on the highway that's spilling off onto the main streets. Not that that matters to anybody, but if you live in Chicago, you probably have an idea what I am talking about. One of the things we talk about every day here, Terry, is free picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet today. I think it's opening day at FanDuel Sports Park, one of two tracks still in Illinois. You can get those picks right here. Make sure you click on that. You'll see in the opening race, stagflation. Unfortunately, a word that's coming back into the lexicon. I thought maybe we had wrung that one out in the 70s, but maybe not. Unfortunately. Good morning, Don Johnson. Well, hopefully we don't have any stagflation today here at Parx Racing today, Radar TV. If you haven't done so already, on the bottom, you can see all of our social sites. Please subscribe, follow. If you have comments like Don Johnson or Jose, you want to say hello, you want to make some suggestions, you have some bets, you want to laugh at some of the things we said yesterday, or you want to point out some of the good things we said yesterday, some of the things you said or did yesterday, please put them in the comment section. We totally appreciate that. When the show is over, right here on the front, the ParxRacingToday.net, you'll see a headline. For today's show, there will be a race replay. All of the races will be time-stamped in the description on YouTube. And whilst you're there, hit that HRT gear button, and bango, 2 days left to save 10% on See You in the Winner's Circle shirts and a whole lot more to support the show. You ready to get going, Terry?
Let's go.
Let's get it on. Race number uno.
All right. Well, it's going to start out with a 6 furlong race, a maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, $19,000 purse, and it's for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, indeed. For maidens, they're 3 years old and up. Well, at least the horses that run at 6 furlongs. Early speed is the profile of a winner. 33% of the time, the winner is gate to wire style. The inside three have the edge over 4 through 7, but 8 does a little bit better than 8 and out, does a little bit better than 4 through 7. 1,000 simulations, Terry, to see who's got the best chance to get to the lead and more, of course, right here in our data sheets. So take it away, Terry. Who's got the best shot to set the tone when the gates open on this Tuesday?
Well, according to the data, the 2 does, but then the 8 might have something to say about that. So they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole.
So when you're looking to bet today over the first race, any horses in there that you would identify as potential overlays?
Yeah, that 1 has a small overlay from 2-1 to 7-2. The 2 has an overlay from 11-1 to a nice 20-1. 3's overlay is 7-2 to 4-1, and the 4 has a nice overlay from 9-2 to 10-1.
On the inside 4 horses there, but none of them. Well, only one of those has hit par so far. But which horses in here have shown that they can win at this level?
Well, the 4, 6, and 7 have either equaled or exceeded the speed number for this race of 71.
Yes, indeed. And we look over here at this race shape, pretty balanced. You got a couple of pilots, 1 co-pilot, 2 closers, 2 horses that have not finished within 5 lengths as the leader. At the finish line, Terry, comfort zone measures how likely today's race will match up with the early pace that we've projected. And we overlap that with the horse's best performances to see how likely today's race will match their best performances and who are likely to get mirrors of their best performances today.
Well, it appears to me that the 8 and the 7, but they all have pretty nice C zone levels. So,
all right. Well, we see that, Terry. We also see there's some jockeys and trainers in here that have a better chance than others to win.
Yeah, I think the 4 has the best jockey and trainer, so it's probably the best combination for this race.
You know, one of the things we saw yesterday were horses that were improving, that went ahead and won a bunch of races. So this shows the improvement in the early part of the race, the middle part of the race, the late part as far as pace is concerned. Here we see fractions. They actually ran faster. 2 horses dropping in class here, everybody else running the same. And over here we have our top 4 total pace horses. Again, yesterday, a bunch of winners coming out of that group, Terry, a bunch of winners coming out of your group. What's your group for the first race?
Well, I like the 1 Peace Crusaders. He finished 3rd versus Simmer in his last race. The rail post winning at a 23% clip, can handle the distance. Irish Wish, the 7th. Second choice drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And Hoppy Time, the 3 is my 3rd choice, has finished in the money in 3 of his last 5 races, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Windcham, the number 6 is my long shot. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the races when taking a horse from a route to a sprint, and his early speed running style helps his chances. So this shorter distance today could be a big help. No additional bets for me here.
Irish Wish is where I'm going to start, Terry. Class Dropper, trio of good works getting ready. Then the Rail Horse, Priest Crusader, probably most upside in the race. Only third career start. Wincham, well, no, only third race after layoff. I think he had a year off or something along those lines. Wincham, my third choice there, Terry. Chance to pop early and maybe go wire to wire. And then Hoppy Time probably has the most consistent performance resume on the past performances. No additional bets. Well, no bets for me. We have $100 that we can use across the board. I know our good friend Don Johnson likes when he sees race number 2, Terry. Race number 2, let's go lightning fast because they only have about a minute to post.
Well, race number 2 is 6.5 furlongs, $7,500 claiming, $21,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
All right, so 6.5 furlongs against speed. That's the way to win. 34% on the lead. Inside is better than outside. 4 and out, they get discounted. Terry, just real quick, speed's the key here. We can come back to the other data or people come back and look at it. Who's the fastest horse here?
The 5 shows the most speed in here, so I think that horse will get out of there and get to that quarter pole first.
Top overlay.
It'd be the top one would be the 5, I imagine. 5-2 to 5-1. The 1 has a nice one too, 9-1 to 15-1.
We do have a horse here with a 5-point last race speed figure advantage. It equals about 1 length, Terry. You look at this race shape, everybody wants to be middle back, so get forward. You got a chance, Terry. Let's get straight to the picks. Who's got the best chance?
All right, so in this race here, I like the number 6, Sophia's Prince, finished third versus Tupper in his last race and drops in class today, has the highest speed figure, best start speed is fast among today's starters, high percentage winning jockey. Big John finished third versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 19% of the claiming races he has a horse running in. Union Lights 7 is my third choice, finished third versus in his last, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 5 Curlin's Cruisin' is my long shot, has a high percentage winning jockey, and he has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and the best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Miami Vice, Don Johnson picked 4, 2, 5, 6, 7 with the 3-4, with the 1, 3, 5, with the 3, 4, 6, 8, $48 ticket.
So 6, Sophia's Prince, top last race speed figure, 5 points, drops in class. Curlin's Cruisin', pace setter, a little faster last out. The 2, Big John, drops the most races at or above par. Union Lights, better early, should be better in the third Parx run. I'm going to go 4-5, 3-4-5, 1-3-5-6, 3-4-6-8 for my Don Johnson pick 4. That's $48 as well. Just in time to tell you the ongoings for race number 1, as Jessica Paquette says, they're all lined up. They're all off and running, and they all got off to a decent start, Terry. But the horse that looks like it's getting off to the best start right now, it's a battle between the 3, the 4, and to the outside, it looks like the 6 horse is the one that's decided to take the lead. The one on the rail has cruised up into the shotgun position, and the Buffalo Girl on the outside is Irish Wish. And then you have the 3 horse in 4th, followed by, it looks like the 2, and way back there is a horse that does not look like it plans on getting engaged today. They head around the turn after opening quarter, about 23 seconds, not the fastest. The 1 horse on the rail has darted. They've left it, and the 7 have left the 6 in the dust, so I think the 6's day is probably done. The 7 and the 1 go through the turn, both of them trying to corral their horses and get them to change leads, but at the moment, it looks like they have not done so, although the 3 horse is the one on the outside. It says, I'm going to go by everybody. So right now, as they head down to the stretch, you got the 2 horse running pretty plainly too. But the 3 horse looks like it's going to be your winner. The 2 horse is closing pretty aggressively. I don't know that he has the legs to get to him. So let's go 3, 2, 1, 7, and then it looks like the 4. 3, 2, 1, 7, 4. So interesting, after a day where horses got to the lead and kind of stayed there yesterday, in the opening race, we see a horse come from off the pace to take the top prize. So let's go back in our sheet here. Look at the race number 1. See what some of the key identifiers were for the 3 horse there. Well, the 3 horse did have the second in terms of sim odds. So I mentioned those total pace horses do great. And there you look at, you have the Superfecta. Oh, no, the 2 horse kind of dipped into there. And then the 3-horse, also one of your top late speed horses in there. It was a maybe horse, a little bit of improvement last time out. Pretty solid jockey in the money right there, Terry. It is the lone P horse. But if you also look, Terry, we said today, according to our C-Zone, it was the horse that was going to get the best trip. And guess what?
He did.
He got the best trip. Again, if you like this sheet, there is a link to the description. There's a link to it actually in the description on YouTube. So make sure you take advantage of that. Maiden gets me every time. Yeah, those horses races are kind of tough. That's one of the things I really like about these sheets, I have to say, is that when you have first-time starters and stuff, it's the first time, and any tool that I've seen, and maybe other people can point to others that they've used, where you actually can tell, hey, should I go with the first-time starters or should I go with something else, horses that have experience? So that's one of the things I wanted to put in there. And there's some sighting, there's some news that in the not too distant future, don't be surprised if they're available somewhere every single day. Of course, there'll be a price, but hey, when you put a lot of time and effort into anything, there should be a reward. Right, Terry?
That's right.
All right. So what will be the reward if they win race number 3?
Well, it's a mile. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since October 22nd.
Yeah, well, this is one trip around the Ben Salem track. Start and finish line are the same. And of all the races, this is the one where the early speed matters the most. I mean, the winner is either normally the pilot or the co-pilot. In fact, 37% of the time, the pilot actually just gets out there and never sees the backside of another horse. There's a rail discount, so Anna Rocks might have to work a little bit harder for both owner and trainer. Roberto Perez, 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7, that's the best place to be. 8 and out, a little bit of a discount, Terry. So speed is really important at 1 mile, Terry. And looks like there's a trio of them that will try to see which one can get to the front.
Yeah, the 6, 3, and 5 all show pretty good speed, and they're all pretty equal. So it just depends on who gets the best break out of there, I think.
Yeah, in the last race, we saw the horse with the top C-Zone taking home the top prize. And, well, not coincidentally, maybe not, Terry, who's the top C-Zone person here?
Yeah, is the 3. It's got the best figures. You can see probably be the most comfortable in that race.
Yes, 81% of the time when we did our simulations, that horse found today's pace to its liking. Over here on our speed chart, too, you see this is relative to everybody else, sort of like a stock chart. This is the peak speed number. This is the min speed number. This is the average speed number, the red dot here. And then you can see here, the 5 horses, tremendous amount of upside. So that horse can boom, can bust. If you look at the red dots here, Terry, that's just the average. The 3 horses average race, except for the 5 horse with all of that volatility, its average race is better than the best race for most of these other horses in here. And we see that reflected in the simulation odds.
That's right. You can see there that the 4 has a little bit of, or I mean, the 3 has a little bit of a upside. Goes from 4 to 5 to about 6 to 5. So,
yeah, indeed. And then, well, that was more like 8 to 5, but on the odds. So in terms of the 6 to 5, you're probably right about that. What about the horses that have hit par?
Well, the 2, 3, and 5 have all equaled or exceeded the par speed number for today's race, and that. And then the 3, 5, and 6 also show that they can maybe do that today, especially that 3 has a nice par plus number.
Yeah, 40%. So par plus, again, just a little bit of explanation. We do 1,000 simulations. Soon when we put it in Python, we'll be doing tens of thousands of them. But Excel doesn't allow for me to do that. You get over 1,000 simulations and Excel starts to lock up. So we can't do that. But in 1,000 simulations, 401 time, the 3 horse produced a speed figure in excess of 78. It's a pretty good percentage in there, Terry. The one knock maybe on the 3 is that it is moving up in class. It does have a strong trainer, Terry, but it looks like you might look elsewhere for jockeys.
Yeah, the 4 has the best jockey, and I think the 4 is the best jockey trainer combination for this race.
And we see here the 3 with a 5-point last race speed figure, Terry. All right, we spoke a lot about the 3 in this race. Does that mean race 3 belongs to the 3?
Well, I think it does. Yeah, 3. I'm getting there. She won her last race at Parx Racing, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 4 Fast Mule. She likes Parx Racing, finishing the money 50% of the races here, winning 21% of those starts. She likes the distance as well. She's been in the money 67% of the races. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. The 6 is my third choice, drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then the 5, Tito's Changed My Luck, is the long shot. She is 1 for 1 at Parx Racing, drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to go with the 3 horse. I'm getting there, as they would say, I suppose, somewhere in Tennessee. I'm not sure. Or Mississippi, or maybe even in Chicago. Who knows? Top last race speed figure, 5 points. It's a simulation favorite. Top par plus, top total pace horse. It must be the top horse in the race. Tito's Changed My Luck. Is that if somebody who drank a lot of gin and had a little bit of courage and then met the one? Anyway, 1 race at Parx, and it was her best horse for the course. Fast Mule, Paco Lopez, going to be closing. Nice sharp workout between races. And then the 6 horse, Juradical, most consistent of the rest of the horses with a little better early speed last time out. I'm going to put 15 to win. I'm sorry, I got 25 to spend here. So I'm going to change this a little bit, Terry, not 15 to win. That's only $20. I'm going to put 18 to win and then 7 to place on the 3 horse in this race. I'm getting there as I start to spend my monies today. Race 4 is the second of the Don Johnson pick 4s, Terry. We call him Don Johnson pick 4s because Terry and I, for a while, we weren't putting pick 4s in our in our suggestions, I should say, because it's all for entertainment purposes only, as the lawyers tell us. We don't have any lawyers, but that's what we Googled and we put into ChatGPT. In any case, Mr. Terry, we put him in there because Don Johnson said, guys, I like when you do that. We're in this order where Terry's on top and I'm in the bottom of the screen, just in the screen. And that way it matches our picks as we match it up here. Those were suggestions from folks as well. So if you have suggestions that you think would make the show better, kindly put them in the comment section. Also, if you want to support us, thumbs up, likes, subscribes, sharing our content with all of your friends that like horse racing would be fantastic. And what you're going to want to share with them is our thoughts for race number 4, which are coming up right about now.
Well, Rich, this is 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a maiden claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, purse $19,000. It's for maidens 3-year-olds.
I think that's the first time you've ever called me by my name in years, Terry, out here. It stood out to
I
me
know.
right there, right now, huh? All right, 1 mile and 70 yards. What we're looking for is early speed. 34% on the lead, right into the winner's circle. Passing go and collecting the dough. Inside is better than outside. In race number 4, Terry, who's got the inside, passing go, and getting the dough?
Well, take a look there. They all have speed, and there's several of them that are pretty close. So I think this is an anyone's guess game. It just depends on who gets the best jockey decisions and who gets out of that gate cleanly.
Yeah, with all that speed, maybe late pace is going to make a difference in here. And you see the 2 and the 5, a little bit more late speed than everybody else, and the 5 right on top of the early speed. That could be a lethal combination, Terry. You see the 5 is also in a group that has shown it can hit par for this level.
That's right. The 1, 2, 3, and 5 all show that they can hit the par speed number today. And then in addition to that, all but this 4 and 6 show that it's a good possibility that they'll either equal or exceed the par speed number today.
And we looked at 4 and 6 at the bottom of everything in here in a 6-horse race. So just, you know what, folks? Just for fun, just box the 4 and 6 because it's going to make it like when you tell a dog to do a trick in front of a neighbor, they look at you like, what the hell are you talking about, right?
Yeah.
So we see here a couple of horses that show some better early pace, some better late speed, and then also better early fractions. Bunch of horses, in fact, all of the horses dropping in class, with the 6 horse taking a significant class drop, 2.2 lengths. Terry, looks like the 1 horse has the best combination for the connections.
That's correct. It does. Actually 3 shows the best jockey, but the 1 has the best jockey trainer combination, I think.
Mm-hmm. In race shape, 2 pilots, 2 closers, The 4 and the 6, not interested at the end of the race, not been within 5 lengths. Again, just box those two, Terry. Looks like all of them, they might find this race could be challenging because we don't have a C zone over 50.
No, we don't. They've all got some kind of a comfort zone number except for that 6, but really none of them get even close to the 50%.
So the 6 is the bottom of every list that we look here, just about, Terry. So maybe just single the 6, right?
Could be. That'd be me. I might do that.
All right. So what's happening? We both have I have the 6 in my pick. So what the hell? What do you think?
I like the one, Coach Knight. He's my first choice. Ran second versus similar at Parx Racing. The rail post winning 22% clip. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 23% of the maiden claiming races. He has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And Just Cheesy, the 3. He ran second versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. And he has a high percentage winning, highest last speed rating. Sunny Magic, the 5, my third choice. He finished third versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning jockey. They put blinkers on this horse to keep his mind on business. And then I like the 2, Authentic. It's Authentic. He has a good prime number of 106.9. And then, Rich, my alternate is the 6. But I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. And it's going to be the 1, 2, 3, 5 with the 3, 4, 6, 8 with the 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 with the 6, $48 ticket.
Coach Knight. I'm going to throw a chair across the court if Coach Knight doesn't win today. Coach Knight, a classic. You think we'll ever see a coach like Coach Knight again, Terry? I mean, I think if there's a societal reset, right? Because a guy like Coach Knight would get run out in about 3 minutes nowadays.
Sure would do nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, and then Indiana wondered why they can't win anything anymore. But anyway, should be Ford. I mean, from my college wrestling days, let me think about that. Coach Knight and my college coaches, I don't know if they're like that anymore. The stories I could tell you about me and Dominic, my wrestling coach, who I did not get along with. And he was he almost made the Olympics, and I had to wrestle him every day after calling my kitty cat one day, but that's not the word I used. Should be Ford versus most that want to get back and on the rail. Number 5, Sunny Magic, better fractions last time. If the 1 doesn't get the lead, Sunny Magic will be all sunshine on the front by itself. Just Cheesy held speed a lot longer last time out with better fractions. And then number 6, Perfect Creed. I said, what the hell? That horse is at the bottom of the list. I'm going to talk crap about it. Got to make it feel a little bit better. But he is coming in from Aqueduct, Terry. And it's only its second career start. So maybe there's some hidden upside in this horse that we'll find out about. So I said, what the hell? I'll put him in my pick 4. 1, 3, 5, 6, 3, 4, 6, 8, 2, 6, 8. And then the 4 and the 6, 8 at the back. I learned my lesson yesterday, singling horses, Terry. In my pick 4s with that one horse that just got mopped. Race number 5 ends the first half of today's 10-race card, Terry. Tell us about the conditions in number 5.
Well, it's 7 furlongs, claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since October 22nd.
And at 7 furlongs, that tweener distance, is it a sprint? Is it a route? Well, it's as far back as you can go and still just do one turn at Parx Racetrack. And to get to that one turn and then get to the finish line first, your mouse has to work and be willing to click to that page. But when it does, we'll find out that, again, same story yesterday, same story today, same story as it is every Monday, Tuesday at Parx. Get out to the front, got a good chance to win, although last couple of weeks we've seen middle pack and closers come in pretty well. There's a nice rail bonus for La Turista. 2 and 3 play fair, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and now play fair. Maybe, Terry, the track is changing a little bit because as we go from winter to spring in the Northern Hemisphere, maybe the ground's starting to thaw out a little bit, not as hard. So giving some horses that come from off the pace a chance to catch some tiring front runners. You think that's possible?
Could be. I think it might happen that way. So
yeah, it could be. But, usually Parx is still like when we do this in the summertime, usually horses on the lead stay there, Terry. So who's got the best chance to lead here?
The 8 does, as you can see there. The 8 has a pretty nice speed number compared to the rest of the horses. The one's the one that comes the closest to it.
Yeah, so on the inside there, the 8 looked like it has a nice little overlay there too.
Yeah, it does. It has a nice 8 to 5 to 7-2, and the 10 has a nice. I mean, the 1 has a nice one too. 10-1 to 15-1.
But the 8 horse has not hit par, but the 1 has. But it looks like they all have come close at least.
Yeah, the 1, 3, 6, and 7 have all hit par or exceeded it, but the 2, 4, and 8 have all came within 2 points or so of doing that.
So when we take a look at the par plus, despite so many of them here being able to hit par in the past, it looks like a bunch of them might struggle to do it today.
Yeah, the 8 and 7 have the best numbers in here. The rest of them are a little bit shy.
So you might be wondering, how in the world could a horse hit par in the past and then not have a par plus number in there? So we use proprietary algorithms that factor in long-term performance with a recency bias. And so maybe way back in the past, they've been able to hit par, but their recent runs make it look like they're going to have to find some of that back form to get it done today, if at all. We see here the 2 horse, a bit bat and bougie, better early pace, better mid pace, better fractions. That's usually a pretty good sign. We see a bunch of horses moving up in class, a couple moving down in class. 1, the 8 horse, staying the same in here, Terry. Our race shape, well, 2 horses want to be on the lead. Everybody else middle back. That should favor speed, Terry. That 8 horse, a good shot to get on the lead. Big Sim Fave, also one of the favorites to get a strong, comfortable outing today.
Oh, absolutely. The 3 and the 8 have the best C-zone numbers. They should be the best, most comfortable, followed up by the 6 and 7.
We also see the 3 and the 8 sporting some solid jockeys.
That's right. But the 3, to me, has the best jockey-trainer combination for this race.
So when we look here, we have the jockey win. And again, this is relative to the other jockeys in the race, not just their overall number, but what they're competing against today. This is the jockeys relative to everybody else that finish in the money. Same set of rules for the trainers. You see the jockey on the 8 might not win despite being the simulation favorite in there, but a great chance to finish in the money. So maybe one of those horses you want to key on, Terry. It's also another reason to key on it is as the top total pace, 10 points better. And anytime you find a horse that has 10 points or better, 9 points, 8 points better, those horses almost always factor in at the end of the race, Terry. Should get a good trip. It is our sim favorite. Top total pace horse in there. Hasn't hit par, but jockey says it's going to be in the money. Is the 8 going to be in the money for you in the 5th race?
Well, I think it will, but I don't like it as my top pick. I like the 6, Happy Union. She drops in class today. She has a high percentage winning trainer that wins 21% of the claiming races that this trainer has a horse running in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then 3, Wait, Don't Tell Me is my second choice, drops in class today. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's stars, switches to high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 8, Cream Caramel. She has shown that she can win at Parx Racing and at today's distance. And then I like the 4, CC Unified as my long shot. She has a high percentage winning jockey, and the shorter distance offers hope for improvement. I don't have any other bets in this race.
When do you have a best bet? What race, Terry?
A 7th race.
7th race. All right. Just like yesterday. So hopefully today is a little luckier than yesterday. So Terry's best bet coming up in just a couple of races. So as you see on the screen, stay tuned, Tafum, and everybody else, as Terry is going to share that with you in there. Josh Egan, the second at Parx. 3rd is 3rd off a layoff. Might be 3rd off a layoff double. I missed it, so it will probably win. Well, that's why we try to find win bets, hopefully. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. So in the 5th race for me, Mr. Terry, I like, we're not in race 8, we're in race 5. Just one place on the keyboard different. Wait, Don't Tell Me. That horse, Terry, is my top pick. Comes in from New York as a track and class dropper. Happy Union, the 6 horse. Next up for me, comes off the bench. A couple of workouts. Has the back class, but I didn't really see anything overly exciting in the first ups. CC Unified, the 3rd choice for me here, Terry. Proper Distance, as my good friends. What is it called? I know it. I can't remember what they call the Queen's English. But anyway, that would be the Queen's English, using the word proper. 3 wins in 10 races, just 1 win in 29 at any other distance. And then Crema, is it caramel or caramel, Terry? What do you call it? Well, it is a sim favorite. We'll call it that. It is the top total pace horse at 10 points, and it is the pace setter. It probably turns out to be your winner. No additional bets for me either. Let's move off to the second half of the card, race 6. I know we just got a couple of minutes before race number 2, Terry. So let's do our job and get through race 6 in a hurry.
6.5 furlongs, maiden claiming race, $25,000 claim price, $26,000 purse for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, 6.5 furlongs. We're talking about horses again with early speed. Walter Payton, 34% wire to wire, inside better than outside. A lot of first-time starters, second-time starters, horses with limited experience in here, Terry. So the data, maybe not as predictive, but nonetheless important. Who's going to have the lead?
Well, it looks like to me the 7 or the 6 will, and they could go head-to-head that quarter pole.
And only one horse so far has proven it can win at this level?
Yeah, number 8 is the only horse that's equaled or exceeded the par speed number for today's race.
Yes, and right now it looks like the 6 horse, Pride of War, is your biggest class dropper. You got a couple of numbers in here, at least one that shows up for the first time today. Lex, the 2 horse, which is our simulation favorite and an overlay. Second Race Improvement says it can take that horse over a par number, Terry. Of these horses seeking their first win, only one of them cresting 50% in the comfort zone.
That's right. That 7's the only one, followed up by the 2.
Yes, the 2 horse also, top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. Big late pace edge and more than a 2-length total pace edge in its second career start. Terry, for race number 6, can anybody beat that 2 horse?
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen because I like the 2 Lex. He finished second in her debut race. Has a high speed rating and has a high percentage winning trainer, jockey Addison's Dream. The 8, he finished third in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 17% of the races when taking a horse up 1 class, and he switches to high percentage winning jockey. The 7's my third choice, finished second in his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 30% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. It has a high percentage winning jockey. 6, Bride of War, is my long shot. It has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the maiden claiming races. He has a horse he trains runs in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me in this race.
So I'm going to start with the 6 horse, Bride of War, for one reason and one reason only, Terry. It is the only pure lone maiden special weight dropper. It is the biggest drop in all of horse racing. Lex, the 2 horse, that one probably going to be your winner. It has that second race par ability for sure. The only reason I downgraded this one a little bit is because it's been off for more than a year, so it may come back with a little bit of rust to kick off the horseshoes. Addison's Dream, only horse with a par race, so you know it can get to this level. And then finally, I have the 7, Lucchesi, I think. Third up, off the bench, it's our good friend, Chris Parmalu, Horse Racer X's favorite handicapping angle, a maiden that finished second in the last race, and that's exactly what Lucchesi did last time out. No additional bets for me. Hopefully, for our good friend in England, York Shamrocks Football Club. I think he's part owner there, if I remember correctly, from our conversations before. Our picks here, we'll just put them back up. Normally we put this at the end of the day, but you can catch them all right there right now. Hope that it works out. Tefon, I ask you, number 7.
I'm gonna post it because he's getting nervous.
Or getting on your nerves, one or the other.
Yeah, I'm posting it right now.
All right, so anyhow, looks like race 2 is about to get cracking again. Just a reminder before race number 2. Free picks today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description. We are 1 week away. I know already. The dread is building, Terry. This time next week when we get done, guess what I'll be doing, Terry?
You'll be getting ready to do the Kentucky Derby. You'll be writing one of those great information booklets that you do.
And this time, too, we're going to include, as we probably kick off the availability for our horse racing sheets, we're going to include the sheets for every race for Friday and Saturday at Churchill Downs for Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby weekend. And hopefully after that, it'll be available to you. So if you want to get that, you have to subscribe to the monthly or subscriptions over there. Hit the HRT button in the description on YouTube so they know where you came from. We know where they're going in race number 2, and they're off and they're running in the second spot, Mr. Terry. And as it would be in the second race, as I try to make my way through things here, we have a horse way out on the lead by itself there, Terry. And it looks like it's the 6 horse.
Aha.
Yeah, he's a 1-to-1 shot. He jumped out to a huge lead there, Terry. I don't know what the other horses did in race number 2, but we both have that 6 horse as our top pick. We're both wondering if it's going to stay there. The 5 horse is trying to come catch him after running some. I don't understand why jockeys do this. And anytime we've had a jockey on the show, when we used to do the players podcast there, I would ask him this question: why do you go out by yourself? Run crazy fractions. What's wrong? Looks like the 7 horse might run them both down there, but the 6 and the 5. But the jockey on the 7 is really asking that horse to go. Making me wonder if he's just trying to get a place position more than he is trying to get a winning route. The 6 horse is starting to look around for another horse. Almost always means that horse is going to get passed by another one at some point. You got the 2 coming up on the rail kind of aggressively there. He might pass them all at the end here. The 7 is getting into the mix, so it looks like it's going to be between. I should have went deeper, Terry. The 6 horse jockey looking between his legs. I don't know what the hell he's doing. But it went 2, 6, 7, 5. 2, 6, 7, 5. And, of course, I went with the 5, 6. So my pick is done. Your pick is in. The 2 horse going off at 2-to-1. I wish it would have been longer odds for you, Terry. Would have been best for us all if somehow the 5 crossed that line first.
Yeah, it would have. That's for sure.
But, you know, I was one of those series where I couldn't figure out where I only wanted to go, like, 2 horses. So it made it kind of difficult for me. So I went there thinking that maybe I could steal one with that 6 horse. But for whatever reason, the jockey goes out too crazily. And I remember our friend back here saying he liked the 2 horse right here. 3rd off a layoff, might be 3rd off lay a double. I miss it, so I'll probably win. Always works out like that, doesn't it?
It
John
does.
Hagan? Unfortunately. I hoped you both side with the 4 or the 5 and hey, good. Hopefully that's good news for you. Well, you got it, Janet Diaz. I don't know what that says. Who won race number 2? Is that what that says in English? Let me translate that. Who won the second? Janet, el número 2 para campeones. I don't know how to say race, el número 2. There you go. And that's probably, they're all laughing now in any Spanish-speaking country. And you're laughing in English-speaking. All right. Race number 7, 4 to go. This begins the late pick 4. Hopefully I can get a little bit of, I don't know what you call it, but like when you rebound, I can rebound.
Yep. Well, it's 6.5 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since October 22nd. So
6.5 furlongs. Early speed does great. We've talked about that. I think there's a few of them in this card today. So 34%, 34 out of 100, win the race to the quarter-mile marker. They win the race to the 6.5-mile marker. Inside horses do better than outside horses, Terry. So in the 7th race, as the song remains the same, according to Led Zeppelin, we're looking for horses that can get to the front.
Well, the inside horses aren't going to be as good as the outside horses. That 6 has the best numbers and should get to that quarter pole first if it gets a good break.
Yeah, you mentioned the outside horse, only the outside horse that hasn't hit par.
Yeah, that's right. All of them have, but the 9. They've all hit par, but the 9, and all but the 2. All but the 7 and 9 have a chance today to either equal or exceed the speed par number, and that 6 has the best numbers there.
Well, this looks like a great betting race, Terry, because even the morning line favorite is 7-2, and according to our simulation favorites, that's too low.
Yeah, that's right. But the 2 shows a little bit of an overlay from 9-2 to 6-1, and the 3 shows an overlay from 9-2 to a nice 8-1.
And what's interesting about the 2 and 3 as well, they're the only 2 horses here that are dropping in class. So in a race that just here looks wide open, as we take a look at the race shape, Terry, most of the horses middle back, right? You got pilot, co-pilot, pilot types, pilot. So about 50-50, but still a little bit at the front of the triangle there is the 1 horse. So you get to the front, the 6, the 5, and the 1. You got a good chance to perhaps get there. That 5 horse, it's a closer with a little bit of early speed. That makes it what we call a left arrow horse. Terry, And two of them, we see two that have a chance to have a little bit of an overlay, and we see two that are 50% C zones.
Yeah, that's that 6 and 7. They have nice C zones. They'll be very comfortable in this race, I think. So there you go.
Any of those horses that we've pointed out, you should see maybe the jockey trainer combinations could boost their chances.
I like the one as the best jockey. I'm sorry. Is that that's
no, the 7 and the 6?
The 6 is what I meant. I like the 6 as the best jockey trainer combination. So
yeah, it's also our top total pace horse with the 2, 3, and 4. They usually produce the winner. Denali Ray, the 4 horse, has a 6-point last race top speed figure. Usually, according to Andrew Beyer, 4 points is enough to get the job done. I'll go back to race number 2 real quick. The 2 horse was in our top 4 there, Terry. Look again. What was the 2 horse in our sim odds, Terry?
Oh, I just lost my computer for a minute. What was the 2? It was 9-5 to 5-2.
Yes, a little bit of a sim favorite there, a little bit of an overlay. Was a yes horse. Did show improvement across the board last time out. Was a class dropper in there, Mr. Terry. Mm-hmm. Didn't get the big C-zone score in there, but really nobody did. So really not such of a big, but it was our top average speed figure horse in the race. So a lot of ways you could have found yourself to the 2 in race number 2. I found my way to it, just didn't find my way to putting it at the top of my picks. Terry, the top of your picks here is your best bet of the day. Give us at least 5 reasons why.
Well, I don't know if I have 5, but she won her last race. She switched to high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I just like the name. Ford Denali Ray.
What's that? The Bright Kahuna?
Yeah, Bright Kahuna. Anyway, and then number 4, Denali Ray is my second choice, won her last race. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 1, Obstinate, she drops in class today. The rail post win in 19% clip. Her early speed running style helps her chances. So the shorter distance will be a big help. And her best start speed is fast among today's starters. Chloe Rose, the 2 is my long shot, drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. I'm going to bet the last Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4-4-6 with the 3-4-5, with the 2-3, with the 1-4-5-6-7-9-11-12, $48 ticket. Then I'm going to bet 20 to win, 20 to place on number 6, $5 exacta, 1-2-4-7 on top with the 6 running second, and a $10 exacta, the 6 on top with the 1-2-4-7 running second. That's it.
That's a lot, Terry.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Well, for me, I'm going to go with your top pick for the second day in a row. And if I do that again, Terry's going to have a cross and some garlic tomorrow.
Well, the only good thing was my second choice won, and I used it in the pick 4, so I hit that last pick 4.
Yeah, I had the 3 horse in mind. I singled up the other one. Otherwise, I would have had it too. But
yep.
And I was thinking about putting it in there, but I'm like, you know what? It's Terry's best bet. I'm going to bet it. And, of course, I jinxed it. That was the whole purpose, to be honest.
Yeah, you jinxed it. All right.
I like Bright Kahuna again, Terry. Pace setter. Trainer Michael Pino wins 34% of the time when he claims a horse and then drops it in class the next time out. So he's got a 1 in 3 chance to win today. Denali Ray does have that top last race speed figure. 6 points better than everybody else. Resume says should be better in the third up. The best of the trio after running better pace from start to finish last out. Gavinci, the 7 horse, Terry's favorite jockey. I'm surprised he's not in your picks. Paco in the second up at a distance where he's whereas 12 times, finished first in 3 of them and second in 3 of them. And then finally, number 1, Obstinate, the 1 horse, third up. Heck, the simulation favorite won the first 2 races. Why can't it win this one, Mr. Terry? And it is on the hot rail. I'm going to do a pick 4, 4, 6, 7, 1, 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 7, and then 4, 5, 9, 11. So that's going to be along with a $1 trifecta box, 1, 4, 6, and 7. This race is pretty open. You can see here the odds favor a good payout if you hit the trifecta. It's a 50-cent trifecta type, so I'm going to try to hit it 2 times.
All right.
Next up, race number 8, 3 to go today, tomorrow. And Thursday, Terry, we will be at Keeneland on the Kentucky Bluegrass. Friday will be Sandwick out in England. So if you want to join us for either of those shows or join us back again for Parx next week, Terry, what's the best way to go about that business?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is easy to do. It doesn't cost anything. And if you're watching our show and you haven't subscribed, then you should do that. Go ahead and hit that bell so that you're notified about all these different great programs coming up. And go ahead and copy the link down below. Share it with everybody you know. They can come check us out too. Go to our social sites at Parx Racing #2 Day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And then keep the comments and the picks coming. We really enjoy getting them, and helps us with our algorithms.
Yeah, any interactivity, we've talked about this before, because we not only do we have to communicate with you, but we also have to communicate with the algorithms, right? Because this is the world we live in today. We got to talk to the machines. At the same time, we talk to the people, and the way the machines interpret the kind of conversation that we're having is the interactivity. So it is the comments. It is coming back to watch the show. It is subscribing. It is the thumbs up. It is the likes. It's all of the above. Coming back to click on each race in the description in YouTube, which will be up in just a minute. All of that is like jet fuel to our search engine scores. And as Terry mentioned, all it takes is a click of a mouse to make any of that happen. The higher we go, the faster we can get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and on X. The faster we'll have them unleash actual money to us, which then will allow for us to bring a lot more things for us to use for our handicapping skills. We're going to put them on display in race number 8. Terry, what's the story here?
All right, so race 8 is a 7-furlong race. It's a maiden race, $50,000 purse for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
And at 7 furlongs, again, that tweener race where they go back as far as they can in the starting gates in Philadelphia in a 4-horse race here, Terry. Only early speed. Well, there's a 1 in 25% chance today with only 4 horses the leader will win. But overall, there's usually a 33%. So that number might get boosted a little bit. Only 4 horses in here, Terry. So I don't know. Post position really makes much of a difference. In race number 8, Terry, if you're looking for the horse that can get to the front, it looks like one of them is going to make easy work, at least at the start.
That's right. That 6 has lots and lots of speed. Should get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, it has a 7-point early pace advantage, so it should be able to clear, especially with that long backstretch before they head into the turn. If the 6 isn't on the lead, it's probably because his nose touched a little bit of dirt at the start of the race there, Terry. Only one horse out of the 4 has hit par, and another one's come close.
Yeah, that's the 5 hit par, and that 4 has come close to doing that in the past.
Yeah, it looks like really maybe a couple small overlays in here.
Yeah, the 1 has, the 3 has an overlay 7-2 to 4-1, and that 6 has an overlay from 6-1 to 10-1.
Yeah, the 6 horse is the only one to put together better mid and late pace numbers. And I found a lot of times horses carry that form over into the next race. The 3 and the 6 with better fractions last time out. The 4 horses moving up in class after running the last race speed figure 5 points better than everybody else. And that 5 horse, Terry, well, if jockey and trainer is your angle, you don't need to look any further.
No, it's got the best jockey trainer combination for this race.
So the 6 horse with all that speed, Terry, also has one of the better chances to find today's pace to its liking.
Sure does. The 6 has one of the best C-zones along with that 4 horse.
Yeah, it looks like the 5 is going to be like, what are you other guys doing over here? Got a lot of horse, and maybe that's because the way the pace sets up, it should favor the horses to stay up front all the way around the track as your lone closer. Well, there's only 4 horses, Terry. Do you know what that means?
Well, it means the one you don't take will probably win the race.
That means there's 100% chance that one of the top 4 horses in our top total pace will win.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's 100% chance that one of our picks will win, Terry. We started with the same 2 up top.
Yeah, I like the 5 Fazuls. She drops in class. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 28% of the races in the first start with this trainer, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Brilliant Disguise, the 4 is my second choice, ran second versus similar in her last race. And she has the highest last speed rating. Sweet Distraction, the 3 is my third choice, ran second versus similar in her last race, can handle the distance. And then that 6 that we keep referring to is my long shot, Match 5. She has a high percentage winning jockey, and her early running style, speed running style will help her chances. No additional bets for me here as I'm out of money.
Yeah, I wonder if that 6 is just going to get out to the lead and just make it very difficult for the other horses to catch it with all the scratches in here. As long as it doesn't go out like like a championship sprinter in a grade 3, like we saw in race number 2 there. I really sometimes don't know what people are thinking, but I guess when the horse is going, you go. I rode a horse once. I've told you that story many times. Well, when it tried to jump the fence like a 15-year-old horse looking up the hill at like a 3-year-old filly, and it had love in its eyes, and it didn't care I was on its back. It was making plans to jump over the fence, swim across a lake, and then head up that hill to say hi. Whether I rode it all the way or not was not part of its thought process. Fazools, my thought process for that one is the only horse with a par run. It's a track dropper coming in from better tracks. Paco Lopez is going to take that one to the finish line. Brilliant Disguise does have that top last race speed figure. It is a handful of points better than everybody else. I wonder if match 5 is going to be more like Mach 5, get out to the lead and say, catch me if you can, baby. And maybe the others might not. And then the 3 horse, someone's got to be fourth of 4. So why not make it the 3 horse? It's the third up. And its resume says there's potential for a big pop up the class board today in that classic third start after a layoff. 2 races to go. Starting off, race number 9 puts us at the beginning of the late daily double. Terry, and what are they going to run for here?
6 furlongs, claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, $28,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since January 22nd. Claiming races for $12,500 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
So 6 furlongs, you have early speed bias, again, 33%, wire to wire. Inside, 3 do best, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and out. They almost get a fair trip around the track. Terry, by now, you know the routine. Who's going to be on the front?
Well, everybody in here has some kind of speed, but the 7, 2, and 1 show the most speed. I think it's an anyone's guess race who's going to get that quarter pole first.
Yeah, just looking at the par numbers, too, the horses who have hit par, looks like it's anybody's guess race there, too.
Yeah, they all have hit par in the past, and then right today, they all have a chance to do that, and the 2 has the best numbers as far as the par plus numbers go.
Yes, Waponess. Handsomeness might be the most handsome play because of its simulation odds.
That's right. It has an overlay from 9 to 5 to 4 to 1, and the 4 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 6 to 1.
Yeah, the 2 is also the only horse to show better early and mid pace. So 2 in-race improvements last time out. The 1 horse is the only one to show faster fractions 2 times, although the 2 horse also put together a little better second quarter last time out. The 2, the 3, and the 7 all dropping in class, with the 3 being your biggest class dropper, down 1 length. The 2 horse pops up again in our jockey trainer view.
That's right. It has the best jockey and trainer according to the data, so that's the best combination as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and this is what I call a mush field. Everybody wants to mush in the middle. Nobody really wants to head to the front. So if you get the lead, like the 7 horse may, you got a good shot to go wire to wire, Terry. Not only does the 7 horse look like it has a good chance to go left arrow action on us, but it might like it.
Yeah, it got good C zones, but actually the 6s got a little better, followed up by the 2. Most of these horses are going to feel very comfortable running in this race, except for that 3.
Yes, Waponess showing up again. So this might indeed be a very handsome race for Waponess. 5-point speed figure edge, simulation favorite, top total pace horse, just under 5 points better than everybody else. So Terry, will Waponess come home handsomely to the finish line?
Yeah, I like the 2. Yeah, Waponess.
I wonder why he's not. I must have pulled the wrong thing out of here. My fault, folks. He should be up on here.
Okay. He's won 2 races in a row and now goes for a hat trick. He has the highest last speed rating, has the highest high percentage winning trainer, and switched to high percentage winning jockey. Let's see, the number 3 horse, Keith Senshell Olu, I guess. Anyway, he's my second choice. Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 4, he finished second in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. The number 1 is my long shot, finished in the money in 8 out of the last 10 starts, so very competitive horse. The rail post winning at a 23% 3% clip, and he has a good workout on April 16th at 4 furlongs. No additional bets for me here.
What do I have going on here? Did I forget to delete something in here, Terry, for race number 9, or did I just not put the right horses in here? Because this is way wrong, right?
Yeah, what's
you know what? That's race number 10 is what that is.
Yeah.
Let me just put this over in race number 10. How in the world did that happen? Is it already in race number 10? I don't know what I did right there, Mr. Terry. But anyhow, we'll worry about that later. We'll just go about our picks. I'll just delete all that because none of this is correct. I think I probably just copy and pasted over the same race twice in my haste as I was trying to make the deadline today thanks to Chicago traffic. I got the 2-horse Waponis, top last race speed figure, sim favorite, should be close early, better early pace in its last race, the only horse. Keith sends hello, 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. That is a 15% winning angle, according to our good friends, Barry Meadows, Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera. Runnies on cue, solid work on the strong rail, distance 2 times out, a win and a second and a third. And then Yo-Yo Candy, speed, first Lasix winner, 2 of 4 at the distance. I know I had the $1 trifecta box here. That's not really where I wanted to go. I was looking at the depth of the field. It's going to go right here. Well, I got one right there, so what the hell? We'll just leave it, right? Why make a change?
Yep.
Because you know it's going to win now for sure. If there's one bet you make, it's the one I wanted to cancel, Terry.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so what are the odds that we won't see Private Ross until July, folks?
I think he might pop in, but if we don't, I'm going to miss you, Private Ross.
Look at Terry's already choked up.
Yeah.
I think it's 1 to 20. We'll see Private Ross before July, and thankfully so, right? That's a bet I want to cash at 1 to 20. All right, the last race of the day for you and me today. Again, tomorrow we will be off to Keeneland. Thursday we'll be off to Keeneland. Friday, Sandown for Tom and I for Foreign Fridays. On the hunt for some more long shots. It's been a few weeks since we hit a bomb, although we did have a nice one win the first race on Saturday and in Australia at Randwick. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe, follow, comment, all of that good stuff, because it does help our search engine scores. Race 10, Terry, it will help our search engine scores too if we pick more winners. So let's try to close the day with one. Before we do that, let's close the day with the final set of conditions.
Yeah, it's a mile 70 yards, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, $21,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
So at $170, you're looking for early speed. Walter Payton, 34, wire to wire. So Walter Payton, we can go with Earl Campbell or we can go with Bo Jackson. Probably the best number ever worn by football players. Inside's better than outside, Terry. So what's the best place to be if you want to get the lead?
Well, according to what I can see here is that one of those outside horse, well, kind of in the middle with all these here, to be the 8 horse, has really double the speed of anything in here. So should get out of that gate first.
Mm-hmm. And with this gigantic field, any horses that show maybe simulation odds or par race or par plus that you might say this is one worth watching?
Yeah, well, the 3 has a nice one, 8 to 1 to 20 to 1. The 5 has one from the small one, 3 to 1 to 4 to 1, and the 9 has a very nice one from 3 to 1 to 6 to 1.
There's a couple of par horses in here in the 13 and the 5.
That's right. They both equaled or exceeded the par plus speed numbers for our par speed number for this race.
It looks like all of them are going to struggle today to get there again, huh?
Yeah, the 9 shows 9, and then the 5 and 3 all show that they might do it today, but their numbers are even pretty low.
A couple in here with a little better fractions last time out. A bunch showing some in-race improvement, but spotted. Got a few class droppers in here. About half the field is red, about half the field is green, and maybe a little bit less than that running at the same level. Unfortunately, one of the side effects of math is if you get a 0, you get screwed. So one of the trainers really not showing up. So we can only look at, jockeys. So maybe a first-time jockey in there. So maybe we got to focus on trainers here.
Yeah, it looks like to me either the 1 or the 10 have the best trainer.
Yeah, the 4 in that makes a little bit probably too. Our race shape, again, Terry, most of the people middle back with the 3 horse, not finishing within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. The race could favor speed. Do we see any of these speed horses up in here, Terry, with high comfort zone scores?
Well, let's see. We said that the 8 should have speed, and it has a nice comfort zone of 76%. Also, the 9, 12, and 4 show some pretty nice comfort zone numbers.
Yeah, so speed matters. Get out to the front, have a good C-zone. That might be good for the 8 and the 9. The 9 is our simulation favorite, but the 4 utility, a 3-point speed figure advantage. 4 should be up towards the front along with that 8 horse. Then we see at the end of the race, the biggest in-race advantage belongs to the 5, Whoosh, who will be whooshing at the end, about a length and a half late speed over everybody else. So if that one is close coming out of the turn, might not be able to hold it off. Along with the top last race speed figure, the 4, also a 7-point top total pace. Edge in there, Terry. Does this race belong to El Numero Cuatro?
I like the 1 checking boxes, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and the rail post winning 22% clip. The 4 utility finished 5th in his last race as a favorite, but he has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the races. When he brings a beaten favorite back again, he has a high percentage jockey. And Whoosh has a trainer who wins 25% of the races when the trainer drops a horse off of a claim and can improve while returning to a route, likes the distance. The 11 by long shot, sheer dominance. He ran 2nd in his last race, can handle the distance.
Real fast. The 4 utility, top total pace, top last race speed figure. Number 5, Whoosh, par run, better fractions, drops in class. 4 days early, sim fave, top C-zone, and then sheer dominance just missed at the level last out. My Chris P angle, 4, 5, 9, 11 for a trifecta box. We're off and running in race number 3, Mr. Terry. According to our expectations, the 6 and the 3 would be out on the lead. The 6 got stuck wide, so the 3 is at 1-2. Great horse to make a single bet on, right? Love that. But it's your leader right now. About 24, almost 25 seconds to the opening quarter, so they're all kind of jogging. You got the 3, then the 5 between it and the 6, and then you got the 4 down on the rail, trying to save a little bit of ground for Fast Mule. And Paco Lopez, what he likes to do. I think that, I don't really like Paco on front runners very much because he tries to time things. And I think with front runners, sometimes he's not quite sure what to do. I think Paco likes to chase what he sees. The 1 and the 2 are in the back right now, and I don't think they're going to get involved. This race looks like it's between the 3 and the 5 at the moment. The 3 is starting to open up. 49 and a half seconds just about for the opening half. That's a little bit on the slower side. Paco does see what's in front of him, so he's got a chance to kind of try to run him down. I don't think the jockey on the 3 horse I'm getting there has been asked to get there just yet. The jockey's just now starting to corral him up. Although the 5 horse is trying to come up alongside, they're both trying to rally their horses. The 3 horse jockey still hasn't really asked this horse to go until now, and he has gone a little bit. He is picking it up. He is pulling away. The 3 horse was the right horse to pick as the pick of the day, if you will, for me, because he's going to win. He's going to win pretty easily. It's going to go 3, then 5, then 4, and then a little bit of a drop to the 1. So 3, 5, 4, and 1. So the 3rd race in a row, I think, Terry, our simulation favorite, also our top C-zone horse. In race number 2, we see simulation favorite. Wasn't the top C-zone horse, but still in that top 4. Race number 1. Who won race number 1, Terry?
Let's see. I can't remember. Let's see. Race 1 was won by, if I can get back here.
I think it was number 1.
No, number 3, Hoppy Time.
So our 2nd simulation choice and our number 1 top total pace horse in there, folks. So, yeah, do these sheets work, Terry? What's your verdict?
Oh, absolutely. I love these sheets. You've done a lot of work on these, and you've got some great information. I think when they get out there for folks to get, they need to get them because it's going to help them a lot make their choices.
Christopher D'Souza, our great friend who wants to come in, take a grenade, and throw up our pick 4s, likes the 7, 8, and 9 with the exacta and trifecta box. Thank you, Don Johnson. Looking for that for the day. Big A tomorrow. No, tomorrow we're doing Keeneland tomorrow. Because honestly, these short fields, short odds, much better betting availability, I feel like, at Keeneland until they really start gearing up for the summertime meets at Saratoga, Del Mar, and then maybe even Aqueduct. Here are our full picks for the day. And the 3 horse just won that race. The prior race was won by the 2 horse. The opening race, as Terry pointed out, was won by the 3 horse, right?
3.
So we're going 3, 2, 3. So just bet all the horses that were a 1, 2, or 3 today, it looks like. Here's how we see the rest of the card. In race number 4, we're going to find the second pick 4. Here you can see how that lays out for Terry and I. Race number 5, no bets. Race number 6, no bets. Race number 7, here are our other bets. Another trifecta box and pick 4 in there as well. No bets in race number 8, I don't think. Race number 9 and 10, I have some trifecta boxes to consider as your day progresses. Again, free picks at FanDuel Sports Park today. Just a few minutes. We will post our picks, comments, as well as our race replay at horseracingtoday.net. You can head on over there. While you're there, hit the HRT gear. Get yourself a see you in the winner's circle. Hopefully you look as cute as she does. We're sure if you don't, putting the shirt on means you will, Terry. No question about that.
That's
Again,
right.
tomorrow, Keeneland. Thursday, Keeneland. Sandown, whatever it is, on Friday. All right, Terry, any final thoughts from you before we get up and get out of here?
Yeah, just be safe and go ahead and have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you tomorrow. No matter what you do between the time we get together again for Keeneland tomorrow in the Bluegrass State, Kentucky, we hope that you have God's grace, God's favor, and everything you do ends up in the
Winner's circle.
Yes, make it a blessed Terry Tuesday. We'll see you mañana.